Mgr John Armitage, Rector of England's National Shrine of Our Lady at Walsingham, invites the nation to prepare for the rededication of England to Our Lady as part of the re-evangelisation of England. He explains how we can renew our own personal yes to the Lord through acts of consecration to Jesus through Mary, pledging to return to regular prayer and confession.
Father John then describes how we can spiritually prepare for the rededication moment held on the 29th of March 2020, when each parish will be invited to join together in prayers of consecration. This follows over 600 years after the first dedication of England to Our Lady in the time of King Richard II.
Welcome to the National Shrine of Our Lady here at Walsingham. Over the past 2 years, the renowned statue of Our Lady of Walsingham has visited every Catholic cathedral in England with a mission to pray for the re-evangelisation and conversion of heart of England. Cardinal Vincent Nichols has called this a moment of great promise for the Church in our country and for our mission at Walsingham. As the National Shrine, we have a responsibility to promote this ancient title in order that the people of today may see the rock from which they are hewn, and may, in line with this ancient tradition, build a new and powerful tradition of trust in the one whose yes to God continues to inspire us today. The message of Our Lady at Walsingham is very simple. She asks us to share her joy at the Annunciation, where her Son became our Saviour. The rededication is a simple but powerful commitment based on the story of the Annunciation and expressed in a new devotion, the Angelus Promise. Our bishops invite us to deepen and promote devotion to the Mother of God in England by helping the Catholic community to understand the deep roots of this devotion in the life of the Church and the country. As once King Richard II dedicated England as Mary's dowry, so we are invited to rededicate our country anew by a personal offering of our faith in Jesus Christ and seeking the prayers and protection of His Mother for our country and families today. On Sunday the 29th of March, the Sunday after the Feast of the Annunciation in 2020, we invite each parish at their Sunday Mass to take part in the prayers of rededication. People who are unable to attend Mass may recite the prayers of their dedication personally, at home or wherever they may be. The rededication prayer will be available in the new year. So how can you prepare? Well, the spiritual preparation will begin on the 1st of January 2020, the Solemnity of Mary, Mother of God. Each parish will be offered free copies of 33 Days to Morning Glory, a modern version of St. Louis de Montfort's consecration to Our Lady. This period of preparation will begin on February the 22nd, leading to the Feast of the Annunciation on the 25th of March. Then there will be a Triduum of prayer leading up to the Rededication Day on the 29th of March. We are invited each day now to say the Rosary and the Angelus, the story of the Annunciation, and to make a good confession. Parishes are invited to register their involvement by going on the interactive map on the Dowry website, www.dowrytour.org.uk. You may like to join in the novena for the Feast of Our Lady of Walsingham from the 15th of September. Copies are available on the website and via social media. Each generation and moment in history brings great and sometimes dangerous challenges. Our moment in history is one such time. Our Holy Father, Pope Francis, says that we are not in an era of change, but a change of era. Pope Leo XIII prophesied, when England goes back to Walsingham, Our Lady will come back to England. As the world and the Church faces the challenges of our day, we turn to the one who overcame her fear at the Annunciation, accepting in faith that nothing is impossible for God. Her yes to God created the way for the light of Christ to enter into our world. In faith, like Mary, we wish to bring that light into the world of today. So, what does England being the Dowry of Mary mean? Unique among all the nations, the Catholics of England have believed for centuries that their nation is in a special way the Dowry of Mary. The word dowry, from the Latin dos, meaning donation, is sometimes understood as the donation accompanying a bride. However, in medieval English law, the meaning is reversed. A husband would set apart a portion of his estate designated for the maintenance of his wife, should she become a widow. The historical understanding of England as Mary's dowry is understood in that sense, that England has been set apart for Mary so that she may guide and protect her children. The title is believed to originate at the time of St. Edward the Confessor, though the precise origin is unknown. It had become widespread by the middle of the 14th century, and around the year 1350, a travelling preacher stated in a sermon that it is commonly said that the land of England is the Virgin's dowry, reflecting the origin of the title in the deep devotion of the English people to the Mother of God. King Richard II, in 1381, dedicated England to Mary in a ceremony at Westminster Abbey on the feast of Corpus Christi, praying for Mary's guidance and protection. The image of the king making this dedication was in paintings in Rome at the English Hospice, in Parliament behind the Speaker's chair, and today may be seen in the Wilton diptych, which is in the National Gallery in London. In 1399, Thomas Arundel, Archbishop of Canterbury, wrote to his bishops the following: "The contemplation of the great mystery of the Incarnation has drawn all Christian nations to venerate her from whom came the first beginnings of our redemption. But we English, being the servants of her special inheritance and her own dowry, as we are commonly called, ought to surpass others in the fervour of our praises and devotions." So the title of England as the Dowry of Mary was in use by the end of the 14th century. But Archbishop Arundel's letter further indicates that at the time of his writing, it was already in common use, indicating a much earlier origin. It was believed that England belonged in some special way to Mary, who was seen as the country's protectress, and through her powers of intercession acted as the country's defender and guardian. It is a title of England, established by an act of the King and proclaimed by the Archbishop of Canterbury, which has never been rescinded by monarch or Parliament. This ancient title is a clear expression of the depth of the devotion to the Mother of God that has been part of the expression of faith of the people of England and of those who make their home in England from all over the world. The thousands of pilgrims who go on pilgrimages to Marian shrines across the country, especially Walsingham, and who go annually to Lourdes and to Fatima, is a clear expression that this devotion is very much alive today. The tradition of the dowry is there to help us pass on to the next generation this ancient and profound trust in the Mother of God, as she calls us today to do whatever He tells you.